Ooh, it's a new year. It's a new day. It is a new journey. I'm going to be reading about New Year's Day actually for New Year's Day. Let's learn about New Year's Day for a bit. Because New Year's Day is pretty based if you think about it. New Year's Day is pretty based. Fat would it be? What it look like from the back? And we'll see. Fat. She got some body. She bucket ass. That is still fat to me. Oh Jesus! Wait, what the fuck? Just before I read, though, just let me do one little thing. Um, I want to actually send out the fucking stream. Give it some hope for notification. Fuck. Based. Fat with a P. What it look like from the back? We'll see. She got somebody. She look at that. Mm. Okay. Oh. Okay. Let's read a little bit. In the Gregorian calendar, New Year's Day is the first day of the calendar year. 1st January. Most solar calendars, such as the Gregorian and Julian calendars, begin the year regularly at or near the northern winter solstice. In contrast, cultures and regions that observe a lunisolar or lunar calendar separate their lunar year at varying points relative to the solar year. Sorry, guys, I'm texting my girlfriend. Okay, you fucking losers, give me a break. How about you? How about you guys just like digest this first paragraph first? Oh, I text my girlfriend real quick. Okay, baby. Oh shit, I'm reading it out loud. Wait, chill. I have to read text messages out loud real quick. Can't wait to hold you again. Okay. Okay. ah. Ah. I have such a snotty nose. Okay. Most solar calendars. Let's read it again, just for you fucking losers. In the Gregorian calendar, New Year's Day is the first day of the calendar year, 1st January. Most solar calendars, such as the Gregorian and Julian calendars, begin the year regularly at or near the northern winter solstice. In contrast, cultures and regions that observe a lunisolar or lunar calendar celebrate their lunar new year at varying points relative to the solar year. In pre-Christian Rome, under the Julian calendar, the day was dedicated to Janus, god of gateways and beginnings, from whom January is also named. From Roman times until the mid 18th century, the New Year was celebrated at various stages and in various parts of Christian Europe on 25th December, on 1st of March, on 25th of March, and on the movable feast of Easter. Whoa. Damn. Damn, so we celebrated the New Year. We as humanity, fucking losers. Um they technically celebrated fucking New Year way differently than we kind of did, low key. All the way in fucking March. Imagine waiting till fucking March to celebrate New Year. Um, from Roman times to fucking mid 18th century. That's a long ass time too. That means that like we haven't even been celebrating the dominant form of New Year for the longest time. That's the culture is so fucking crazy. Um in the present day, with most countries now using the Gregorian calendar as their civil calendar, 1 January, or should I say 1st of January? Whatever the fuck. 1 January, according to the Gregorian calendar, is among the most celebrated of public holidays in the world, often observed with fireworks at the stroke of midnight following New Year's Eve, as the New Year starts in each time zone. Other global New Year Day traditions include making New Year's resolutions and calling one's friends and family. You know what's so funny is I was actually somewhat talking about this with my significant other yesterday, funny enough. We were talking about how like fucking fireworks on New Year's Eve transitioning into New Year's Day at midnight is like a little fucking obnoxious, especially when it's this type of New Year's that falls between like a Wednesday and a Thursday, and there's still people who have to like work the next morning, and you're like letting off fucking fireworks at midnight, and it's just like, bruh, have a little fucking. Maybe it's just because me and my significant other are like fucking young people in old people's bodies, but like we're so fucking, or I would say young people in old people's minds. But like we're just like with these goddamn fucking fireworks, like it did not help us sleep. Um, we also talked about like the wording of New Year's resolutions, like what like it's funny. A New Year's resolution is supposed to be for the next year. Like it's supposed to be something you're resoluting for the next year. Um, but then you typically make them at the end of the previous year. Like it's such a weird tradition. And I didn't know calling your friends and family is a fucking New Year's shit. That should be an everyday fucking okay, maybe not an everyday, but like that should just be a fucking weekly or bi-weekly tradition. I think that's a bi-weekly tradition for most people. I think most people celebrate New Year's with their family in person. Okay? Calling one's family is fucking modern traditions, bro. I swear. Should we get into the history? Oh fuck, there's so much history. Look at all that history. Okay. Did I tell you guys I'm gonna be trying to go for an hour on this? Oh fuck, I already have the timer and everything. Fucking kill me. Okay. To get into the history, the ancient Babylonian calendar was a lunar solar. Why is that hard to say? It was lunisolar. And around the year 2000 BC, began observing a spring festival in the new year during the month of Nisan. The month of Nisan? Nissan was a fucking month? I thought it was a car company. Okay. Around the time of March equinox. Okay. The early Roman calendar designated fucking 1st of March as the first day of the year. The calendar had just 10 months, beginning with March. Then the new year once began with the month of March still reflected in some of the names of the months. September through to December, the 9th through to the 12th months of the Gregorian calendar were originally positioned as the 7th through the 10th months, because obviously, yeah, 7, Sept, October, November 9th, December 10th, yeah. Roman mythology usually credits their second king Numa with the establishment of the 2 new months of Lunarius and Februarius. Lunarius? And that's supposed to mean January or in full? Minuses Lunarius, abbreviated Lian, was the first month from which the Julian and Gregorian month of January derived. Okay. These were first placed at the end of the year, but at some point came to be considered the first 2 months instead. Whoa, okay. So they would have actually been the 11th and the 12th month. Well, and that's so interesting because think about it. Like the month, the year would have started with spring, right? Because it would have started with March and it would have ended with winter. Whereas nowadays, in our modern understanding, it's like the year both begins and ends with winter, right? Winter being this period of holding the transition of the year, whereas like they would have had a more complete transition into the year, literal spring, the spring weather they get to deal with now as a new beginning of the year, kind of surviving the harshness of the end of the year, kind of the winter. It's very fascinating to kind of think about it. The January calend, the calends or calends is the first day of every month in a Roman calendar. Okay. The January calend, the start of the month of January. Oh, I just kept fucking reading. How do I say this line, Prince? Calendae lunariae, the start of the month of January, came to be celebrated as the new year at some point after it became the day for the inaugurating new consuls in 153 BC as a result of the rebellion in Hispania, which began the Second Celtiberian War. Is it Celtiberian? Was one of the 3 major by Celtiberians against the presence of the Romans in Hispania. What the fuck is Hispania? This is where all the Hispanic people come from? Okay, dude, that's some fucking deep geographical lore, I guess. Or ancient am I saying geographical? I guess wait, right? Geographical. Geographical would have to deal with like countries and shit, or like nations or fucking communities at the time. Anyways, huh. Okay. Romans had long dated their years by these consulships rather than sequentially, making the calends of January start the new year. The calends of January start the new year aligned this dating. Still, private and religious celebrations around the March New Year continued for some time, and there is no consensus on the questions of the timing for 1 January's new status, for 1st of January's new status. Once it became the new year, however, it became a time for family gathering and celebrations. A series of disasters, notably including the failed rebellion of M. Aemilius Lepidus. Dude, what a fucking name. No wonder you fucking failed your rebellion, loser. In 78 BC, established a superstition against allowing Rome's market days to fall on the calends of January, and the pontiffs employed intercalation to avoid its occurrence. Intercalation embolism in timekeeping is the insertion of a leap day, week, or month. Come under fall of seasons or moon phases. Okay. The pontiffs also was a chief high priest of the college. Okay, bro. Jesus Christ. There's so many like fucking positions and like ideas that they had in the fucking past that we just like don't use anymore. It's fucking insane, actually. Damn, that's kind of crazy that it seems like it's saying we base our new year off of I mean what would have been the inauguration of a new consul, essentially. The literally the inauguration of a fucking public official for a republic. Which is funny because now we fucking hate our politicians. We would never dare to do anything for our politicians like that nowadays. New Year's Day in the old Julian calendar. The Julian calendar. The Julian calendar. The Julian calendar, proposed by Julius Caesar in 46 BC, was a reform of the Roman calendar. It took effect on the 1st of January, 45 BC, by edict. The calendar became the predominant calendar in the Roman Empire, and subsequently most of the Western world for more than 1,600 years. Jesus. The Roman calendar began the year on the 1st of January, and this remained at the start of the year after the Julian reform. Imagine, bro, you just get a new ruler and then you have to like learn a new fucking calendar. That's actually fucking crazy. The Roman calendar and remained the start of the year after the Julian reform. However, even after local calendars were aligned to the Julian calendar, they started the new year on different dates. The Alexandrian calendar in Egypt started on 29th of August, 30 August after Alexandrian leap year. Okay. Several local provincial calendars were aligned to start on the birthday of the Emperor Augustus, 23rd of September. Oh, I thought it would have been August. Okay, that's fucking interesting. What a juxtaposition. Emperor Augustus, 23rd September. The indiction caused by the Byzantine year. Indiction. Initial was a period reassessment of taxation in the Roman Empire, which took place every 15 years. Jesus. Okay. The addiction caused by the Byzantine year, which used the Julian calendar to begin on 1st of September, this date is still used in the Eastern Orthodox Church for the beginning of the liturgical year. Liturgical? Meaning to liturgy or public worship. Am I saying that right? Liturgy? Oh my god, I'm such a god. Okay. At various times and in various places throughout medieval media evil. Oh shit, maybe they knew, bro. What the fuck? Is this a typo? Or is this actually a word? Is this actually how you spell the fucking word medieval? Medieval. Okay. Media evolve. At various times and in various places throughout medieval Christian Europe, the New Year was celebrated on the 25th of December in honor of the birth of Jesus. Oh boy. 1st March in the old Roman style, 25th March in honor of Lady Day. Bro, in Western literature, Lady Day is the common name in this. Oh, it's another fucking religious thing. I thought it was literally like a day to like fucking feast of the Annunciation, the date of the conception of Jesus, and the movable feast of Easter. Bro, I thought Lady Day. I was so excited. I was like, I would celebrate Lady Day so hard. I'd celebrate Lady Day by fucking my girlfriend. Just constantly. And it would be torturous for me, but it would be infinitely pleasurable for her. I don't know how women do it. Christian observance. Oh god, this might be a snooze fest. Christians on various denominations, Catholics, Lutherans, Anglicans. This is the fucking Angelicans or something. I don't know, bro. These are the fucking ones who are not as cool. And Anglicans, and Moravians. What the fuck, Moravian Christians? That sounds like types of Christians who still like crucify you or some shit. Oh, well, I guess Christians wouldn't crucify. That would be a little sacrilegious. Anyways, Christians of various denominations often attend a watch night service, also known as a watch night mass, if Holy Communion is celebrated. On the night of New Year's Eve, and this liturgy concludes in the morning of New Year's Day. Oh, that's kind of sweet. They do like a watch night thing where they watch as the earth revolves around the sun. Watch night serves, as it orbits the sun for the night. You know what I fucking meant. Shut the fuck up. Watch night services provide the opportunity for Christians to review the year that has passed and make confessions, and then prepare for the year ahead by praying and resolving. The services often include singing, praying, exhorting. Someone store only encourage or urge someone exhorting. Exerting, like exerting energy. Okay, yeah. Often include singing, praying, exerting, preaching, and Holy Communion. As a date in the Christian calendar, New Year's Day liturgically marked the feast of the naming and circumcision of Jesus, which is still observed as such in the Lutheran Church, Anglican Church, and the Ambrosian section of the Catholicism, the Eastern Orthodox Church, and in traditional Catholicism by those who retain the usage of the general Roman calendar of 1960. Damn, these motherfuckers were still creating calendars in 1960. Like, bro, that, like, give it up at that point, bro. The Gregorian calendar was so much more universal at this point. Well, I actually don't know that. Maybe the Gregorian calendar isn't used outside the US, maybe. The mainstream Roman Catholic Church celebrates on this day solemnity, the solemnity, the solemn, the solemnity, the solemnity, the solemnity, the solemnity, this, the solemnity, the solemnity, fuck, of Mary, Mother of God. In Western Christianity, the feast of the naming and circumcision of Jesus Christ marks the 8th day of Christmastide. The 8th day of Christmas. What the fuck, bruh? Damn, so they circumcised that nigga 8 days after he was born? Did I get that? There's too many fucking days. Like, when he was born, when he was circumcised. Typically, don't you fucking circumcise a child as soon as they're born? Or like hours after they're born, at least? Don't fucking circumcise them like 8 days after. I think, at least. I don't fucking know. In an article of Politico? Bro, was this an early? Oh, wait, shit. Wait, literally. I think it was a center-left weekly news magazine. What the fuck? In an article of Politica, Polish weekly periodical, Alexander Krasusk, a professor of history and former minister of culture in Poland, wrote that ancient Christians in ancient Rome considered the custom of celebrating the new year to be scandalous and thoroughly pagan, alien in form and spirit to the worshippers of enlightened religion. Damn. I mean, that it's funny enough, that kind of makes sense though. Damn, that's kind of funny though. It's also funny that you could have a minister of culture, a ministry of culture and national heritage. Do we have something like that in America? I feel like if we came up with something like that in America, people would probably call it fascist. But I mean, hey, we already have somewhat of a fascist president. So I mean, what else can we really, maybe we can introduce a lot more things that we previously thought were fascist. Gift giving. Among the 7th century pagans of Flanders and the Neanderthals, people who practice polytheism. Okay. It was the custom to exchange gifts at the winter solstice. This custom was deplored by Saint Eligius or Eligius, Saint Eligius or Saint Eligius, who warned the Flemish and Dutch, do not make visuals, little figures of the old woman, little deer, or iodicos, or set tables for the house elf. Compare puck. What the fuck? What the puck? In English, the puck, also known as the Goodfellows, are demons or fairies, which can be domestic spirits or natural spirits. Okay, sprites. Spirits? Natural spirits? Natural sprites or domestic sprites. Or set tables at night, or exchange New Year gifts, or supply superfluous drinks. Another Yule custom. Shout out Yule. My partner was talking about Yule and how they celebrate it. I still don't understand it, but hey, maybe I'll be more open to the tradition this year. On the date that Christians celebrated the feast of the circumcision of Christ, January 1st. They exchanged Christmas presents because the feast fell within the 12 days of the Christmas season in Western Christian liturgical calendar. The custom of exchanging Christmas gifts in a Christian context is traced back to the biblical Magi who gave gifts to the Christ child. In Tudor England, when 1st of January, with the feast of circumcision, not New Year's Day, along with the Christmas Day and Twelfth Night, was celebrated as one of the three main festivities among the 12 days of Christian Messiah, and gift giving was customary at the royal court. Acceptance of the 1st January as New Year's Day. Dude, fuck me, bruh. Maybe I won't go. I'm gonna be honest. I'm like, I mean, we're at 31 minutes. I mean, let's finish. I kind of want to just finish this section off and then, like, fuck New Year's Day and other calendars. I don't really give a shit about that. I want to know about the 1st of January, my New Year's Day. So we'll end it off there. Okay. Most nations of Europe and their colonies officially adopted 1st of January as New Year's Day somewhat before they adopted the Gregorian calendar. Most of Germany changed to the 1st of January from 1544. The Netherlands did so from 1556 or 1573, according to the sect. According to sect. Okay. Spain and Portugal from 1556, France from 1564, Italy pre-unification on a variety of dates. That I don't know why that's funny. Sweden, Norway, and Denmark from 1599. Damn. Okay. Scotland from 1600. And Russia from 1700 or 1725. Wow, Russia. Thanks for really... I was going to say thanks for catching up, but I guess England, Wales, Ireland, and Britain's American colonies adopted the 1st of January as New Year's Day from 1752. Okay, so the Germans, those goddamn Germans got to it first. That's crazy. Great Britain and the British Empire till Tuesday, 31st December, 1751. Oh, no, I didn't mean to click on 1900. On Tuesday, 31st December, 1751, except Scotland, the Kingdom of Great Britain and the British Empire at the time had retained 25th of March as the official start of the year, although informal use of 1st of January had become common. With the Calendar New Style Act 1750, Britain and the Empire formally adopted the 1st January as New Year's Day in 1752, and with the same act, also discarded the Julian calendar at the end of Wednesday. Damn, dude. 1752. That's pretty recent if you think about it. Like that is literally what, maybe 10, would have been 14 years before the official recognition. Is that a word? The official recognition of the United States. So they would have had like very strong established colonies, American colonies at the time. Damn. Started the Julian calendar. 1750, adjustments needed to be made for an 11-day difference between the old Julian calendar and the new, more accurate. Damn, okay, Wikipedia. Like, and by the way, more accurate than the fucking Julian calendar, the Gregorian calendar. There was some religious dissent regarding feast days being moved, especially Christmas Day. See Old Christmas. Oh, shit. And isolated communities continued the old reckoning to a greater or lesser extent. The years 1800 and 1900 were leap years in the Julian calendar, but not in the Gregorian, so the difference increased to 12 days, then 13. The year 2000 was a leap year in both calendars. In the Gwan Valley of Wales, the New Year is celebrated on 13th January. Still based on the 19th century difference in the calendars, Fowler in the Shetland Islands celebrates Yule, Old Christmas rather than the December solstice, on January 6th. Boom, 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 fine boom sound effect. In Newer Day on 13th of January. Again, both dates reflect the 19th century reckoning and were not moved again in 1900. See, this is why I have to fucking stop reading. I'm fucking dying. I need to go get some water and eat, bro. At various stages during the first half of the 20th century, all countries in Eastern Christendom adopted the Gregorian calendar as their civil calendar, but continued and have continued into modern times to use the Julian calendar for oh fuck, how do you say this fucking word again? Ecclesiastical to use the Julian calendar for ecclesiastical purposes. As 1st of January, Julian equates to 14th January, Gregorian, a religious celebration of the new year on this date may seem strange to Western eyes. Fucking Eastern Orthodoxy. That was fun. It's beautiful to know how much New Year's have shifted, how New Year's are very much a cultural and social construct. I like cultural construct rather than social construct. It makes it feel like more artistic. But no, I mean, January 1st is definitely feels right as a form of it definitely feels right as a form of what you would call it, New Year-ism, you know, like. But I understand that that's heavily informed by me growing up in a culture of like I was saying in the beginning, like I really like the notion of the year ending and beginning with winter, almost this kind of hazy period you enter into and then you exit out of to almost symbolize a rebirthing. Although I do find the beauty also in this bit of like you end the year with winter and then you begin the year with spring. That's also kind of that I feel like that's a different form of or a different form of precise sliced rebirthness, where it's almost like spring is the rebirth from the harsh endings of winter. But no, we live in modern times, okay? We end and begin with suffering. Our suffering becomes a haze for which we walk through and realize that we've made it to the other side. No, thank you for being here. Thank you for reading with me. Thank you for having fun with me. I can't wait to do more of these recordings this year at a more, what would you call it? At a more consistent, vast pace, you know? And yeah, this is just as much of a journey as it is. This is just as much of a journey for me as it is for all of you guys. So genuinely, thank you for being here and thank you for listening. Whoever is out there in the deep, deep seas of the internet. Love you guys. Bye. And can't wait to see you next time. Wait, I kind of want to end it at 40-40. That would be kind of cool. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Love you, love you, love you. Bye bye. New Year. No! No! End stream. What? Why? Wait, no. What the fuck just happened? Okay, fine. We'll end it at 41. We'll end it at 41. 41.